Hello everyone, welcome back to Mindful Investing. Nvidia is reporting earnings tomorrow and the big question is it a good buy right now or should we wait for a pullback? I've already made a detailed video on Nvidia covering its full business model and its long-term price targets. That was actually the very first video in my stock prediction series back on March 12th when Nvidia was trading around $108. Since then, it's up about 68%. Personally, I hold 34 shares at an average cost of $123, so I'm up about 47% and I'm definitely happy with those gains. But today, I want to go over what's changed, what hasn't, and whether it makes sense to add here before earnings or just wait for a dip. Let's look at these fundamentals first. Alright, nothing major has changed for Nvidia's long term growth story. I'm still using a 28.2% annual EPS growth rate in my model. Based on this, I see about 28% upside in 1 year and a huge 246% upside in 5 years. So, from a fundamental perspective, it's still a strong buy for the long term. The numbers haven't really changed, but what has changed is the stock price. Right now, Nvidia is trading at $181, up 34% year to date. That's a big move in a short time. Now, let's switch gears and look at the charts. On the daily chart, there's nothing special happening here. But on the weekly chart, I see a few things that matter. The stock is diverged away from its 200-day EMA, meaning it's running a little hot. And the RSI is above 70, which is considered as an overbought zone. Looking back at history, whenever Nvidia's RSI goes above 70, it usually stays elevated for a couple of months before cooling off. But that doesn't mean it has to follow the same pattern again. These are just guides and not guarantees. For swing traders, this is often a place to take profits. But for me, as a long term investor, I'm not worried unless the fundamentals like earnings growth start to slow down. Also, the price is hugging the upper Bollinger Band, which means it's at the high end of its usual trading range. Now, let's quickly review the balance sheet, and this is where Nvidia really shines. They have a cash on hand of $15.2 billion with free cash flow of $72 billion and total debt of $10.2 billion. That's a fantastic setup. They have tons of cash, massive free cash flow, and very manageable debt. On top of that, Nvidia has been buying back its own stock aggressively. Over the last 4 quarters, they have repurchased about 40 billion worth of shares. When a company is buying its own stock at this scale, it's a strong signal of confidence in future growth. So, what happens after earnings? If results are strong and there aren't major concerns around tariffs, I think Nvidia could break above $200 and continue the rally. If there are concerns or guidance is weaker than expected, we could see a pullback into the $160 range. That's where I'd be ready to buy more. And for the 50-day EMA watchers, yes, that would be an ideal entry, but I don't think the stock will pull back that far unless earnings completely disappoint. Before I wrap up, I want to give a quick options tip because I see many beginners make this mistake during earnings. Please don't buy call or put options that expire this week. The reason is volatility crush. Even if the stock moves in your favor, the premiums often drop after earnings. For example, right now the $190 call expiring this week is about $260. If Nvidia jumps to $191 after earnings, that premium may drop to $150. You lose even though you got the direction right. Instead, if you want to play options, go at least 1 month out and choose an at the money strike price. For example, the September 26th $190 call costs about $600 with a delta of 41. That means for every $1 move in the stock price, the option premium moves about 41 cents. Much safer and gives you time. So overall, I'm holding my Nvidia shares. If we get a dip to around $160, I'll happily add more. And for long term, the fundamentals are still amazing. Short term, we might see some volatility around earnings, but nothing that changes the story. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you buying more Nvidia here before earnings, waiting for a pullback, or just holding like me? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.